everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Summer and I love all things fashion, beauty, and makeup, so that is what you'll find on my channel. For today's video, I decided to film a very sultry, kind of sexy makeup look. I thought it was perfect for going out and I wanted to keep it super simple. I kind of mentioned later in the video that I go through these phases where I really like doing eyeshadow, and then I'll switch and I'll only want to do eyeliner. So today I only did eyeliner, and then I paired it with this kind of deep toned, but it's still like rosy, lippy, and I love this color because it reminds me of Lolita by Kat Von D, which I absolutely love, but it's actually not Lolita, it's a different color. And honestly, I'm not the best at eyeliner, but I think I did a pretty good job. You'll see. All I did was use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow, which is super cheap. Everything I used was really affordable, so you guys will be able to find it in your local drugstore, which I love, and you'll totally be able to recreate it on your own, so it's a win-win. So I hope you guys love this look and keep on watching to find out how I achieved it. Alright guys, first I'm taking my Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Refiner. I love this stuff. It feels so velvety on your skin and it helps reduce all the pores in your face. And I seriously have so many pores on my face, especially around my nose and my inner cheeks. So I like to focus it in that area, but I do put it all over my face as well. I love this product because it's so cheap. I used to use the POREfessional by Benefit, and then I found this one by Maybelline, and it's like $5, and the POREfessional is, I think it's like 20 to 30. It does the same exact thing, you guys. So definitely pick this up if you're looking for a pore reducer. Next, I'm going to moisturize my face with L'Oreal's Hydra. I always use this moisturizer. It feels so good on your face and it smells amazing as well. I swear I will never use a different moisturizer other than this one. One of my friends used it, and the first time I borrowed it, I was like, oh my god, I need to have this, and I ordered it right then and there off Amazon. I'm sure you can get it at any drugstore, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, whatever, but I did personally get it off Amazon. And they have for oily skin and for dry skin, so make sure you get the correct one. Next, I'm going in with my NYX Tea Tree Balance. This is really nice if you're someone who's prone to breakouts, which I obviously am. So I just like to focus in the areas I tend to break out. So for me, that's in my cheek area, or not cheek, chin area. So I'm just gonna focus it there and a little bit on my lower forehead as well. This also feels really nice on your skin, and it acts as a primer as well, so you really don't need a face primer. I don't use one anyway, but if you do want a primer, this is great because it's a skin serum and elixir and primer all in one. Okay, next I'm just gonna pick up any concealer. I'm using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I love this one because it has a little stick on the end of it, which makes carving out your brows really easily. So that's what I'm gonna do first, is just do a simple line right underneath my brows, and this is going to help when you draw out your brows so much. It's going to make it so much easier because you're already going to have a line there, so you know exactly what to follow. It helps if you brush them out first too, so let me go ahead and do that. That way they're all going in the same direction. Now just taking any flat brush. I'm just grabbing one by BS Mall. Honestly, I got this brush off Amazon, and it's like one of the only flat brushes I have. So I'm just going to basically blend that in, bring it all the way down, and bring it onto my eyelids as well. I do want to leave a little bit of a line there though, just so it looks more sharp when you draw out your brows. So since I'm not doing any foundation today, I'm not going to blend any concealer on my eyelid. I'm kind of just going to take the residual that's on the brush, bring it down just to even out my skin tone, because I do have really naturally red eyelids. Normally I would take concealer, and that same concealer, and just put some on my eyelids and then blend that in, but like I said, since we're not doing eyeshadow today, we don't really need to do that. Also, since we're not doing any eyeshadow, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into my foundation. Usually I wait to do my foundation after I do my eye makeup, but I do like to do my eyeliner after I've already put my foundation on. I just think it helps keep the shape a lot easier, so I don't have to worry about smearing the eyeliner when I'm putting on my foundation. So let's jump into foundation. I am self-tan right now, so as you can tell, my face is pretty darn white compared to my body. So I'm gonna take Wet n Wild Photo Focus. This is in the shade 369 Cream Beige. Hopefully this is my shade. If not, I'm probably gonna mix it with another one. I tend to mix two foundations together to make my perfect foundation. Lola, really? Now you wanna go up there? Excuse her. This tip on the end of this isn't my favorite, but what can you do? She literally jacked my professional. You see these, like, oh my god. Freaking puppies, swear. Okay, back to my foundation. Ah! I'm running out of this foundation. Hoping it'll last me. This looks like it will be a pretty close color, which is good. But I am running out, so we'll see if it lasts around my entire face. All right, picking up any foundation brush. I really like using this VS Mall Face Flat brush. I honestly didn't like it at first, and now I'm like obsessed with it. I won't use anything else. And I actually have foundation brushes from Sephora, but this is honestly beating them right now. So I'm just gonna buff this foundation into my skin. I usually do like strokes to blend it across my face, and then I pat it into my skin. I just feel like that helps it look a lot better and cleaner. Since I am running out of that foundation, and I do like a little bit more full coverage in this, I'm gonna go in with my Infallible Pro Glow. I'm just gonna do a light layer on top of what I already have. This is in the shade 206 Buff Beige. I'm just gonna put this on my hand right here. And then dip into it and just do a nice layer on top of what I already have. Once again, I'm just buffing that in to make sure everything is nice and even and it's really sinking into my skin. All right, so I went ahead and did my brows off camera using none other than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. It's what I always use on my brows. So as you can tell, there's still really nice defined line here, and that's because of the concealer trick we did at the beginning, which I swear by, and I actually learned that from a makeup artist named Mitchell on Instagram. His makeup looks are freaking amazing. I'm like in awe every time I see them. But he uses that technique at the very beginning, and I swear by it. It works so good. So next we're going to conceal. I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape for this. And I'm using the color Fair Neutral. That's honestly the darkest one I have. I need to get a darker one because this is really light on me. And I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal right below my eyes and make a triangle. And I bring that up towards the end of my brow right here. Make sure we get that whole area covered. My chin, right above my lip, on my cupid's bow, down my nose, and the middle of my forehead. And then I'm also going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Beautifully Bronze. And I'm gonna try and carve out my cheekbones with this as well. I've honestly never used any other liquid bronzer, contour, whatever you want to call it, besides this one because it's so cheap. I think they're like $1.99 per little thing, and it just works, you know? Like, it does dry a little fast, but it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just gonna take that right down the hollow of my cheek. I like to suck in when I do it, kind of make like a fish face or whatever, so you can really see where that defined line is. So I'm gonna blend that out first, and I'm gonna blend that using my MAC 100 brush, just like a small stippling brush. And I'm gonna blend that out first before my concealer since it does dry so fast. So once again, just make that fish face and then start blending in circular motions. I like to focus on the top and then slowly bring it down. You don't wanna go too far down, but you can always clean it up later if you do. And you wanna just follow that natural line in your face. And then I take the residual and then I blend it around my forehead, the top of my forehead, all the way down. Don't freak out if it looks like crazy at first because it will blend. You just gotta keep going in circular motions. And then I like to bring it right here on the side of my brow all the way up. So I'm also gonna take the residual that I have on this brush now and I'm gonna try and carve out my nose a little bit. So I'm gonna start at the very top of my brow and then just bring it down. There's not a whole lot on here, so don't be scared. It's just very faint. I'm actually gonna put a little bit down my nose because I do want a really defined nose. And you want to go very lightly because this will spread a lot. You don't want to be looking crazy. Take that brush and then just blend up and down. When you get towards the top, kind of go in towards your brow to make it look like it's almost attached. It makes it look a lot more natural. And then just kind of flick it out at the bottom. Once again, all the way up to where we started the brow and down to the bottom, flick it out. And then I like to go a little bit across here. There you go, and it's pretty defined. And then when we blend out the concealer on the nose as well, it'll look even more defined. So to blend out my concealer, I'm gonna take just any beauty blender. This is the Real Technique sponge. Make sure it's a little bit damp, and I'm just gonna go in and start blending. I like to keep it focused on the inner part of my eye because that's where you want your highlight really to pop. And you obviously want to hide those dark circles. So focus it there and then lightly bring it out. And I would just go all the way up to my hairline, honestly. Focus it right around this nose area and above your lip, and then go right back up to the other side. And then I'm also gonna take what's on the sponge and come around. So like I said, don't be scared if this goes too far in because you can always clean it up when you do this step right here. Now we're gonna go down the nose. I like to pinch it so it's very, very defined and then blend it in that way. Because you want that contour to still show on your nose and you don't want the concealer to go all over your nose. So pinch it so it keeps it skinny, and then once you get up here, you can let go. And then to define my cheeks a little bit more, I'm just gonna take what I have on here, which isn't much, and go straight down the cheekbone. Just to help it clean up a little. Just to help clean it up a little. See how you can really start to see those cheekbones when you do this? And then I'm gonna go back in with this brush and just kind of blend it a little bit more. Make sure there's no like harsh line here. Okay, now that we have concealed our eyes, it is time to bake. So I'm going in with my MERCIER translucent powder. And I'm just going to take a Real Technique sponge. I don't damp this one when I'm gonna use it for my baking. I'm just gonna put this in every area where you placed the concealer. I like to pack it on under my eyes the most, just so that area looks very matte and soft. And then I'm going to carve out my cheekbones, kind of how we did with the concealer, but now we're going to do it with the translucent powder. So I'm going to take this, once again, do the fish face, and then carve it out. And then this step also you can use to clean up this area if once again you went too far. So just take it around here, just clean it up. All right, now it's time for some eyeliner. So it's super weird because I go through phases where I really like wearing eyeliner and then other phases where I really like only wearing eyeshadow, and I never usually wear eyeshadow and eyeliner at the same time. It's weird, I don't know. So I've kind of been getting more into eyeliner, just very, very subtle, like skinny lines, you know, nothing crazy. I do have really hooded eyes, so it's hard for me to wear really thick eyeliner anyway. I kind of have to keep it really skinny. So I'm gonna go in with my, I already took it off, took the cap off, but I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Mega Liner. And this has a pretty skinny end. I mean, I would like it to be skinnier than this when I'm doing my eyeliner. But I mean, it'll do, it'll do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just draw a faint line starting at the very end of my eye and take it out to about right here. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. I like to start with that just to make sure it's even. I tend to always have one that's kind of going up more than out more. This one, see, it's already starting to go up more than out. So let's take it out. There we go. So once I get that line, I'm going to start from the inner corner of my eye. I don't like to go too far in when I'm keeping it thin, so I'll probably go to where my lashes end, which is right here. I'm going to start my eyeliner there and then bring it out towards the end. I would do really, really short strokes at the beginning. I almost kind of like stamp it on rather than drag it, because when I drag it, it gets kind of messed up. And this is where it's always tough for me because my eyelashes are so long. They like to be selfish and get in the way. They want all the attention. It's ridiculous. So now that I've matched up that line with the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the outer part and bring it down at an angle slowly. Remember, we want to keep it thin, so I'm just gonna bring it down as much as I can. And then just fill it in. And this time I'm gonna close my eyes when I do it. There we go, that way it just lines up very naturally. And I like my wings to be very, very sharp, so I'm just gonna go over it again. You wanna do very, very light, like almost feather-like strokes once you get to the end so it looks natural. So I start at the bottom and just start feathering. Don't worry about that not being perfect because we're gonna clean it up with a brush at the end anyway, and that'll also help define and sharpen the line. Okay, before I put mascara on, I'm gonna take the same brush that we used to carve out our concealer below our brows. I'm just gonna go in faintly just to try and clean it up if there is anything to clean up. See how it kind of smears out the end, which is what we want, but I don't want it that smeared. I'm just gonna wipe away that little part. Okay, now we're gonna go in with some mascara before our lashes. I like to use the Great Lash by Maybelline for my lashes because my lashes are super, super long and I don't want them to show when I'm wearing fake lashes, but I do want them to blend in with my lashes nicely. So I'm just gonna do one layer of that on both sides. Since my lashes tend to be straight and don't really curl up, I am just gonna give them a really light curl so that they can blend with the lashes nicely. Because if your real lashes are growing straight and then the lashes you put on are curling, you're going to be able to see both lashes, and that's not what we want. We want it to look cohesive like they're one lash. So for lashes today, I'm gonna use my favorites, which are the COKO lashes in Risque. This next step is totally optional. Sometimes I'll take my liquid eyeliner and I'll just do an even layer over the band of the eyelash just to make sure that it blends in nicely. You don't have to do this. Honestly, I only usually do it if I see some of the white glue showing, but it should dry clear. So I'm just gonna do like a quick layer and then go over the tail a little bit more. All right, we are done baking this face. So go ahead and take any big flat brush. I honestly have no idea where I got this one. I've had it for years and I never used to use it. And then I was like, wait, this would be perfect to wipe away my translucent powder. So go ahead and take any brush and we're just gonna wipe that away. I like to go over the areas that didn't have powder also, just because it makes your face look really flawless. Wipe it away, and then I kind of just like pat it on every area. Okay, to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna go in with my MAC Smolder eye kohl crayon. I don't know, that's what they call it. It looks like this. I've had this for years. I'm just gonna smoke out my lower lash. I'm gonna put this right on the waterline. And then I'm also gonna tightline my eyes a little bit. I'm not the best at this. Once again, this is like super optional, but I feel like it just helps bring your eyes all together. Done with that. And then I want to put a shadow underneath my eye, but I want it to be like very, very neutral. So I think I'm gonna use just a light shadow from my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Since I do contour with this, it'll complement the eyes really well since it'll be the same color that I'm using. So I'm gonna use the bigger end of this Urban Decay. This comes in the Urban Decay palettes. I don't even know, it has such like a complicated name. 88M65F brush. I'm gonna use this more fluffy side. And I'm just gonna pick up, first I'm gonna go in with this like peachy color. Okay, once you have the peachy shade there, I'm gonna go in with this. This is the lightest of the contour colors, that one in the middle. It's called Shadow Play. I'm just gonna dip that same brush back in there and then go in. Just gives a really nice faint smokiness under your eye. Okay, let's put some mascara on our lower lashes. I always go in first with the Great Lash Maybelline, and then I'll top it with a more dramatic mascara. All right, I'm also gonna go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash. All right, time to bronze the face. So once again, I'm taking my handy dandy Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm first gonna go in with the shade that we used under our eyes, Shadow Play again, and I'm taking my e.l.f. blush brush. I don't know, I just feel like this brush works really well for contour because it's kind of angled in a way. See that? So you can get it right in your cheekbones. So I'm just gonna dip that in, and then I'm gonna put it right in the crevice of my cheekbones. Once again, make that fish face to really help you get in there. And then I like to take a little bit and then start blending it up towards the outer part of my forehead, just to make sure everything is blending cohesive and there's no harsh lines. And then to harshen that contour even more, I don't know where the heck this brush is from. I've had this for years, but it's very, very skinny. on the end. I don't know if you can see that. So it really helps me get in that hollow area of my cheek. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this darker color. This is Sombre. And I'm gonna lightly just touch it. You don't want a lot. Blow it off a little bit. And then I'm just gonna place that right in the hollow part. And so you can see that already. That's why you barely need any, and then blend it out. And you only wanna focus it right on that hollow part to really deepen it. See that? See how this side it's not as defined, and then you go to this side and you're like, whoa, I can really see that bone pop in. So same thing on the other side. All right, next we're going to highlight, which I love. So I'm gonna grab a e.l.f. professional eye crease brush. Looks like this. And first I'm gonna highlight my brow bones. So I'm gonna dip into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. And I'm gonna use the shade Snow and Sunray. So Snow and Sunray are these two, Snow and Sunray. I'm just gonna dip into both. I'm gonna put that right under my brows. And then I'm gonna grab the same two colors and then I'm gonna put that on the tear duct of my eye. And then I'm gonna take a more of a appropriate highlighter brush, my Sonia Kashuk number 129. I love this brush. Okay, I'm gonna dip back into the Anastasia Beverly Hills kit and I'm gonna go with the shade Hot Sand and Amber Gold, which are these two. Usually I like to spray my brush a little with Fix Plus, but I don't have any with me. I'll focus that right on my cheeks and then bring it up. Kind of make like a C shape, like here and down. Same thing on the other side. Same two colors down my nose. And then some on my upper lip and Cupid's bow. I personally like a lot of highlight, so I'll just keep layering and layering and layering until I get the desired color that I want. So like I said, using the Fix Plus really helps it pop more. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I'm gonna take a little bit and put it on my cheek. You just want to put it on the areas that are a little bit raised. And then I'm going to do a little bit on my forehead. I'm now taking the shade Snow. And I'm just going to highlight these areas on my forehead. Alright, for lippy today I'm going to be using first CURVII, which is from I Love Fetty's collection with ColourPop. Honestly, I've never used a better lippy pencil than these ones from ColourPop. They are like magnificent. I don't even know how to describe it. They're so creamy. They go on so easily. Like they just glide on. A lot of my other pencils that I use, I'm like really having to like dig and push into them to get any sort of color payoff. But these are the opposite. Like you barely have to press down and it just glides right on. It's so nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and outline my lips with this, and then we're gonna go in with a liquid lipstick. So for liquid lippy today, I look crazy. I'm gonna be using ColourPop's Top 8. I love this color. It's actually almost a duplicate and replica of my favorite ever liquid lipstick, which is by Kat Von D Lolita. Oh, so good, but it's so expensive, and I found this and it's literally almost exactly the same. I think this has like a little bit darker of a hint, but that's okay because I like dark lippies. But it's just so nice. It's like a rosy pink, but like a little dark to it, you know, a little sultry, which I love. So I'm just gonna go in with this, spread it all the way around. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned a thing or two. I tried to be more in depth. I decided to actually talk through this video. This was the first one I actually talked through. I wanted to challenge myself. I wasn't really feeling the voiceovers anymore. I was like, let me just give it a try and, you know, try and talk to them. And I think it turned out really good. So I think I'll try to do the rest of my videos this way. Let me know if you guys like me talking it through. I feel like it helps you guys kind of learn more about how I'm doing things and the tips and techniques that I'm using. Sometimes when I'm doing voiceovers, I feel like I can't fit everything in that I want to say. So this way I'm able to really explain things to you guys, which I really enjoy doing. So anyway, leave me some feedback down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. I hope you guys use it the next time you go out. Like I said, it was so easy. I think you could tell from the video. And I will be back with a new video soon. Bye guys. Mwah.